Anita, when I found out you're doing a speech about the Olympics, I was pumped. I am an Olympics nerd, and I have friends who give me a hard time because I will watch all the qualifying. I love the swimming. I'll watch the mile qualifying, like Heat 8 of the mile swimming. It takes 15 minutes. I just love it. It's great. The stories that go along with it, it's just like a powerful time for me. I like all the emotions, and I like all the stories that go into it too, all the build-up and the behind-the-scenes stuff. So when I found out you were going to give this speech about the Olympics and refugees in the Olympics, I was excited because this was something that I never paid attention to, or like I didn't really know. So we'll get into kind of how you brought that about and how you presented this idea to us all. That was really interesting. Another thing that was cool about your speech is you also gave a little bit of background. I mean, you started it off with like a strong introduction. You came out and you told us about the history of the opening ceremony with Greece going first, and I didn't know that either, so that's going to speak to my Olympics nerdism. Also, it was very powerful to hear about the 20 million homeless refugees that are out there, and just kind of how like real and how important that is in our world today. But to get into the meat of your speech, this speech was about your body speaks, and the eye contact and things like that. So I wanted to talk about how you did for this speech. Well, when you first came out, you came out very strong, and you took a strong stance in the room. And I think that's a very powerful, very strong, respected woman, a good stance as you're giving this speech. I think you had good hand gestures. You have one where you kind of hold your fists out here to the side as you're talking about important messages that go along with the Olympics. I also like that you did like a wave to the crowd, kind of a bigger gesture like that. So I think you had good body movement. I don't think it was over the top, as if you're trying to get us going crazy with things like that. I think if it wasn't a speech about body movements, you still would have hit that on the head. I also thought you had good eye contact and a strong voice, very clear throughout the whole speech. So great job on the body movement aspect. A couple things I think you can consider for your next speech, or if you give a speech again, is your introduction. I think I was kind of watching the time, and I think it was about 2 minutes before you really got into the refugee aspect of your speech, and so that might have squeezed your time to get it in that 5 to 7 minutes. So you can consider shortening your introduction there. And then also, as you're telling your speech, I was really hoping that you would get into like individual stories about the refugees themselves. And so you listed off, these are the 10, here's what they qualified for, what events they're doing, but then when you caught it at the end and you told that story about the swimmer, I believe from like Syria, I thought that was really cool. So maybe just consider telling 1 or 2 more of those stories, and then I think you'd capture the audience just as well too. But overall, great job, really fun to hear. I'm going to research these refugees and watch for them in the Olympics. Thank you.